Clint Cosgrove, Rivals.com, here with Texas Tech head football coach Joey McGuire, talking early signing day here. Thanks for coming on, Coach.
No, thanks for having me, man. This is big. Love what y'all do.
Oh, thank you very much. Love what you're doing. Speaking of, recruiting, you guys have gone hard in Texas. This your first full cycle, obviously, but it looks like two things that really jump out are you are trying to own Texas and you're going after guys with verified speed. Tell me about your approach to this class.
Probably besides we didn't sign a tight end. Besides that, we really, targeted every position that we felt like we needed depth at. The one thing about our guys that you'll see, and you'll see it, saw it last year and you'll see it this year, we're looking for verified length, speed. We want big, long guys, and then we want guys that can really run. And, one thing that we've said all day, and if I'm wrong, I want somebody to prove me wrong, but we just signed the fastest class in the nation whenever it comes to verified speed. And we're really excited about those guys. And then we signed we signed 4 offensive linemen and I think 5 or 6 D tackle bodies that, are really going to help us. Besides the speed, we believe big people beat up little people. You're going to see that the teams in the Final Four, they're really good up front. And that's what we're trying to continue to build here at Texas Tech.
No question. Speed and space will win you games. And if you're good in the trenches, we all know how that goes. Now, you talk about guys with length, and guys who have athleticism. Guy from right down the street, in fact, Isaiah Crawford. Tell me about that recruitment, because I think he's got a chance to be a great player for you.
Man, I love him. He and I have a very good relationship because I actually, at the old place, we're recruiting him to possibly be his position coach whenever I coached the outside linebacker. So he and I have known each other for a long time, and then was able to convince him to stay at home whenever I got the job. He was one of our first commits. Love the kid. I mean, this kid, he's 6'4", maybe 6'5", 230 something pounds. And he was running anchor on the 4x4 at the state track meet. I mean, that's just the kind he is. I mean, guy he is. You look at his highlight film, and he's chasing running backs down from the other side of the field. And he's kind of I call him the silent assassin because, man, he smiles a lot, but he doesn't talk a lot. He just goes out and works really hard. And I'm excited because he'll move into our boundary backer. And, traditionally Coach DeRuiter in this defense has had great success. That's where Von Miller played. And so we kind of see him as that kind of style of pass rusher, but also a guy athletic enough to drop into pass coverage.
Yeah, you got to love a guy like that. When you throw out the comparison of Von Miller, you're talking big-time football players. So
no doubt. No doubt.
That is exciting. Now, I know you got another guy, a really rangy DB, and you got into a little battle with Washington, and it turns out that he ended up a Red Raider. Tell me about Jordan Sanford and that recruitment.
Another young man, true speed. He ran in the state track meet last year. He's, verified a 10.5, but, on some stopwatches, he's gone as low as like a 10.38. And so a kid that can really run, huge for us because he's a mid-year. And being able to get him in here, I think he has a chance to make an impact on our team next year. We're going to play him at corner. But the great thing about him is he's got good size to where he could grow into a safety, a really fast safety, but we're going to start him off at corner. Two of my favorite things about him, he's always smiling, and, man, he has got a great mom. And his mom was such a big part of recruiting, and it was so important to her of him being able to study what he wants to study. And that's a great thing about Texas Tech. You can be a doctor from Texas Tech. You can be a pharmacist from Texas Tech. You can be a vet from Texas Tech. Great business school, great architecture school. And so it's a wide range of things, and he's going to have a chance to be a great student athlete.
Yeah. A guy who, and I don't know if this is true, but, Mikel Dingle is another guy that jumps out because when you talk speed, and to me, you're speaking my love language because I'm a big track guy. And Mikel Dingle is like one of the fastest hurdlers there is, I believe. tell me about going, just the process of finding a guy like that, identifying, evaluating, and then ultimately landing him.
Yeah. Another mid-year. So we're excited. We have 11 mid-years out of this class. And so got some guys coming in a few weeks. Number 3 in the nation in the hurdles. You turn around and you got Justin Horn, who was number 8 in the nation in the hurdles. I could screw this number up, but I might be off 1 or 2. But there's been 12 guys that are football track guys that have run as fast as what they're running in the hurdles, in the 110 hurdles. 8 of them have been drafted. The other 2 are coming to Texas Tech. And so it's our job to develop those guys into that. But, they're both over 200 pounds. And, Dingle, when you watched his film, he was really physical. He could really run. And it's weird. There's a couple guys like this, that's the one thing about us. I mean, we truly believe in our evaluations. I learned that from Matt Rule, who was my mentor. And in 2018, we signed the fastest class in the nation at Baylor. All those guys ran the fastest times last year at the NFL Combine. So, I mean, if you're fast, you might get a little faster, but, I'm never going to run a 10-3, ever, no matter how much I train. And so Dingle, man, he just that speed. And now it's our job to make sure that speed's going in the right direction to the football.
For sure. The philosophy, and you talk about, being with Matt Rule and signing the fastest class, ultimately it comes down to you find the guys with the talent and then you develop them. And the thing that I love about Texas football, and I know you've made recruiting Texas such a priority, is they're football junkies. They're guys who love football. They want to develop. They're going to get after it. And then you get that athletic piece as well. Tell me, as you finish out the rest of this class, are you looking to do anything in the portal? Are you looking, to sign any guys in the late period? Are you guys going to fill this up pretty early?
Well, we signed 2 young men from the portal. In the way we look at the portal, guys that make immediate impacts on positions that we've maybe lost a guy, and maybe our young guys are so close, but they're just not ready. We want to build this from the ground up. We're not going to be a team that takes a lot of guys from the portal. When we do, we want to have background on them. We want to probably have recruited them out of high school. But the other part, and we've done a lot of studies, I'm a big numbers guy. Just even in the game, we're big analytics. We go for it more than anybody else in the country on 4th down. That's coming from a place that Baylor is number 2 in the country for going for it on 4th down. So I learned that from Dave Aranda. But the numbers, when you start talking about the portal, you really track how many snaps these guys have taken in college football, because the ones that have not taken a lot of snaps in college football probably aren't going to take a lot of snaps in college football. And so we added 2 guys that have played a lot of college football. And then, we'll always look, we study it, and the only way we'll make a move, because we're really young on offense. I mean, we've got, depending on who you say our starting tailback is, we have 10 starters coming back on offense.
Wow.
And we have 7 because we have 4 guys returning for their super senior year. So we have 7 back on defense. So we're going to be real slow in making sure we're getting the right guys if we do any more than 2 out of the portal.
Yeah. Well, this sounds like you're off to an amazing start. First full class. I know you're having fun. I know a number of people surrounding the Texas Tech program. There's an energy around it. You've brought excitement. Everybody loves you that I have talked to, and I can definitely see why. And I love your philosophies as well, because I'm a big track guy, big analytics guy. And, I just love that, everything is backed by figures, numbers, and facts. So yes, I really appreciate you coming on to, talk about your class with us today, Coach. Wish you the best of luck moving forward, and, finish it out strong.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me, man. Wreck 'em.